Hi, I'm Sean. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a 3-card spread for the month of April using the Rider-Waite deck. I also add a little astrology to the mix to better understand the cards. Please scroll down for your sun, moon, and rising sign. Personally, I find my sun sign works well with tarot and my rising sign works with astrology. But this is a generalization. I would love to hear your views on this. Your moon sign might give you a hint as to your emotions. April is bursting with cosmic confetti and fresh energy. As we move deeper into Aries season and leap into Taurus by mid-month, the skies invite us to chase bold new beginnings while also planting seeds for lasting stability. With a vibrant solar eclipse, a sprinkle of retrograde magic, and Venus lighting up our love lives, April feels like the universe is handing us a permission slip to dream big, act bravely, and embrace what makes us feel truly alive. Let's see what the tarot has to offer. Hi Aries. The first card is the Four of Swords. The month opens with a gentle pause, a rare moment of calm in your otherwise go-go-go Aries world. With the lingering effects of last month's solar eclipse in Aries still rippling through your life, you're being called to reflect before leaping ahead. The Four of Swords reminds you that it's okay to retreat. This is your moment to heal, integrate the past year, and listen to your inner voice. Think of it as the universe giving you a cosmic nap before the action ramps up again. Journaling, meditation, or even a solo day trip could help you reconnect to your fire with clarity. For the next card, the Magician, boom! As we hit mid-April, the Magician arrives just in time for your solar return energy to take full flight. With Mars still in Leo, amping up your 5th house of creativity, and Mercury going direct, it's your cue to manifest with passion and precision. The Magician says, you already have the tools, now use them. Whether it's launching a project, speaking your truth, or starting a new personal ritual, your words are spells, and your actions are potent. This is your season, Aries, and you're the magician of your own destiny. Lastly, we have the Six of Swords. By the end of the month, as the sun settles into grounded Taurus and Venus harmonizes with Neptune, you'll find yourself steering into calmer waters. The Six of Swords indicates you're leaving behind confusion or emotional clutter and embracing smarter, more peaceful paths. Perhaps you've made a decision, navigated an emotional storm, or chosen a new direction that brings you peace. Travel or movement, physically or mentally, is likely. Think healing conversations, relocating your energy, or even literal travel plans. You're moving forward with clarity and purpose. April is your cosmic reboot. You start with rest, then reclaim your power, and finally set sail toward a brighter, more peaceful future. Let the stars light your path and your inner fire guide the way. You've got this, Aries. Hi Taurus. We start the reading with the Three of Wands. You're stepping into April with your eyes on the horizon and a strong sense of purpose, Taurus. The Three of Wands reflects the energy of someone who has made a bold choice and is standing tall in their integrity. You've recently invested in something meaningful, whether it's a relationship, a personal goal, or a new life direction. With the solar eclipse in Aries from late March still pulsing through your 12th house, you've been doing deep spiritual groundwork. This card shows you're now ready to turn inward dreams into outward realities. It's about trusting your vision and holding steady, even if others don't yet see the magic you've been building. Our next card is the Page of Wands. Mid-month, as Mercury goes direct and we move into the fiery vibe of Aries season, the Page of Wands ignites your inner spark. Expect an exciting message, new idea, or fresh passion to grab your attention. Something that makes your heart beat a little faster. This could even be you getting re-energized after a long lull. The Page, combined with Aries fire in your 12th house, and Mars in Leo lighting up your 4th house, could bring news about home, family, or emotional renewal. This card invites you to explore freely, get creative, and follow what excites you, without overthinking it. It's a cosmic green light. We end with the Two of Pentacles. As April wraps up and the sun enters your sign, bringing you back to center, the Two of Pentacles says, get ready to dance with change. But don't worry, it's the kind of change that you can handle, Taurus style. With Venus trine Neptune, the energy turns softer and more harmonious, and you may find yourself juggling 2 opportunities, a shift in work priorities, or even considering a move. This card doesn't predict chaos. It celebrates your ability to adapt while keeping your inner and outer life in flow. Like a cosmic juggler, you'll learn how to rebalance your world gracefully. April is an invitation to trust your vision, say yes to something exciting, and gracefully pivot as the universe redirects your steps. Your earthy strength, paired with a bit of fire and flexibility, makes you unstoppable this month. You're not just surviving the shifts, you're mastering them. Hi Gemini, I hope you are well and surviving the eclipse season without too much energy drain. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Your first card is the King of Cups. You're stepping into April with grace, Gemini. The King of Cups shows that you've been learning how to navigate your emotional world like a pro. No drama, just diplomacy. You may have recently taken on the role of peacekeeper, mentor, or emotional anchor for someone else, or even for yourself. This reflects the recent solar eclipse in Aries, which activated your 11th house of friendships, communities, and dreams. Maybe you've taken a step back from the chaos to offer grounded support to others, or perhaps you've realized how deeply your own heart wisdom serves your purpose. Either way, the maturity and emotional insight you've developed are your secret superpowers this month. Next, we have the Queen of Cups. Things get dreamier mid-month, and your emotional intuition deepens further with the Queen of Cups guiding your path. This is water meeting water. Your inner world is rich with meaning and magic. You may feel more tuned into your spiritual self, your creativity, and the needs of those you love. This perfectly matches the energy of Venus trine Neptune, casting a romantic, artistic, and compassionate glow across the cosmos. This aspect touches your 10th house of legacy and career. So if you've been dreaming of a creative or healing vocation, this is your cosmic nudge. Trust your gut, follow your imagination, and allow love to guide your decisions. We end with the hard work card, the Eight of Pentacles. As April draws to a close and the sun moves into Taurus, activating your 12th house of inner work and reflection, the Eight of Pentacles says, it's time to get practical. You've dreamed, you've felt deeply. Now it's time to focus and build. Whether it's learning a new skill, finishing a creative project, or committing to a healing practice, the universe is asking for your devotion. Think of this as your training montage. You're quietly mastering your craft, and it's going to pay off. Slow, steady progress now lays the groundwork for a big breakthrough next month when Mercury enters Gemini. This is a beautifully balanced month for you, Gemini. You begin with compassion, glide through emotional depth, and end with focused, hands-on growth. It's like going from heart to soul to skill, an intuitive journey that grounds your dreams into reality. Your dual nature thrives when both your mind and heart are engaged, and this month, the universe helps you do just that. Hi, Cancer. I hope you are well and not too stressed. The good news is things are getting better. You're entering April with some heavy baggage. The Nine of Swords reflects sleepless nights, overthinking, or lingering guilt, possibly tied to a difficult loss or betrayal in the recent past. With the solar eclipse in Aries still fresh, lighting up your 10th house of career and public image, you may have felt exposed, judged, or unsure of your next move. But here's the thing, you've faced the storm, and you're still standing. This card isn't just about pain, it's about the end of suffering and the beginning of healing. You're not in the dark anymore. You're emerging from it with new awareness and emotional clarity. Next, we have the Three of Wands. By the middle of April, you're tapping into powerful forward momentum. The Three of Wands says you've found your direction again, maybe after doubting yourself for far too long. Now, with Mercury going direct and Mars energizing your 2nd house of values and self-worth, you're finally seeing the path ahead. This is you reclaiming your personal power, setting a clear vision and saying, I can do this. You might be making long-term plans around your career, creative work, or even a new partnership based on mutual respect. Keep your eyes on the horizon, it's all starting to click. We finish with a beautiful card, the King of Cups. As we move into the peaceful grounding of Taurus season, the King of Cups arrives like a calm harbor after a long emotional voyage. This is a beautiful reflection of your own water sign essence, Cancer, emotionally intelligent, deeply nurturing, and ready to lead from the heart. With Venus trine Neptune softening your 9th house of higher perspective and wisdom, you're not only healing, you're helping others heal too. You may step into a mentoring role, begin emotional or spiritual guidance work, or simply feel more stable and balanced than you've been in months. This is your emotional maturity shining. You've walked through shadow, reclaimed your purpose, and now stand as a beacon of strength and compassion. April is your emotional graduation month, from pain to power to poise. Trust your heart, lead with love, and know that your vulnerability is not a weakness, it's your greatest source of strength. Hi, Leo. I hope you well and have been exploring or at least dreaming about distant shores. Let's see what the tarot has to say. We start the reading off with a wonderful card, the Star. You're entering April glowing with optimism, Leo. The Star is a radiant sign that after a period of uncertainty or emotional struggle, you're now seeing the light. There's a sense that you've realigned with your deeper purpose, spiritually, emotionally, or even physically. With the solar eclipse in Aries recently activating your 9th house of wisdom, belief, and big picture vision, this card reflects your renewed hope and cosmic perspective. Maybe you've felt guided by synchronicities or inspired by a new dream that's calling your name. Whatever it is, it's healing, it's hopeful, and it's guiding you to a higher version of yourself. Next we have the Two of Cups. Well, Leo, we love a mid-month romantic twist. The Two of Cups brings harmony, partnership, and emotional connection right to the center of your April. This could be a deepening romantic relationship, the start of a soulful friendship, or even a powerful collaboration built on mutual trust. And guess what? With Mars blazing through your sign, you're magnetic right now, bold, confident, and absolutely irresistible. Meanwhile, Venus trine Neptune stirs up that sweet, dreamy love in your 8th house of intimacy and transformation. So whether you're falling in love, rekindling the spark, or saying yes to a beautiful bond, your heart is front and center. We end the reading with the Ace of Wands. Get ready to light it up, Leo. The Ace of Wands is pure fire energy, a perfect match for your vibrant solar-powered self. As the sun moves into Taurus, activating your 10th house of career and purpose, a bold new beginning is ready to take root. This could be the launch of a creative project, a business venture, or just a powerful surge of confidence that reminds you, I was born for this. The Ace asks you to grab the opportunity with both hands. Don't hesitate. You're not just feeling inspired, you're inspiring others too. From starlit healing to soul-deep connection to setting your passions ablaze, April is your glow-up season. Stay open-hearted, take the leap when it comes, and remember, the universe loves a bold move, especially when it's coming from a Leo. Hi, Virgo. You've been extremely busy, but with Jupiter boosting your 10th house of work and reputation, hard work can pay off at this time. But take a rest when you can. Let's see what the tarot has to say. You enter April with clarity, wisdom, and no time for nonsense. The Queen of Swords represents your recent past, and Virgo, this feels so you. You've likely had to make sharp, insightful decisions lately, using both your logic and your intuition. Maybe you cut through confusion in your personal life, or help someone else see the truth. This ties in beautifully with the solar eclipse in Aries, which activated your 8th house of transformation and truth. You've done the emotional cleanup, had the tough conversations, and now, you're lighter, clearer, and so ready for what's next. Next we have the Six of Cups. Time to soften a little. As April warms up, the Six of Cups says, let joy in. This card brings nostalgia, sweetness, and those warm fuzzy feelings from simpler times. With Venus trine Neptune lighting up your 7th house of relationships and Mercury going direct, you might reconnect with someone from your past, a friend, a sibling, even a romantic flame. Or you might just rediscover an old hobby or pleasure that brings your heart peace. Let yourself lean into delight and kindness. Not everything has to be productive. Some things are just meant to be felt. Lastly, we have the powerful Ace of Wands. And here comes the spark. As the sun enters fellow Earth sign Taurus, lighting up your adventurous 9th house, the Ace of Wands bursts onto the scene like cosmic rocket fuel. This is your creative breakthrough, Virgo. A new project, a fresh inspiration, or a bold desire to begin again. It could even be travel, learning something new, or sharing your voice with a wider audience. Whatever it is, it needs your fire, not your fear. Say yes. The universe is handing you the match. Strike it. This month is a dance between logic and love, memory and momentum. You've done the hard work, now you get to feel and create. Let sweetness flow in, and when inspiration hits, don't overanalyze, just leap. April starts off with relationships front and center, Libra, and not just the romantic kind. With your 7th house of partnerships activated in early April, you're examining the give-and-take dynamics in your life. Whether it's with a significant other, a business partner, or even close friends, the cosmos is helping you re-establish balance. Let's see what the tarot has to say. We start the reading off with the 7 of Swords. You're entering April having just pulled a clever cosmic maneuver, Libra. The Seven of Swords suggests you recently slipped out of a situation that was draining your energy, maybe a toxic relationship, a chaotic work environment, or a draining obligation. With the solar eclipse in Aries activating your 7th house of partnerships, this may have involved a dramatic shift in how you relate to others. You likely saw the writing on the wall and chose strategy over struggle. You've protected your peace, and that's a power move. Next, we have the wish fulfillment card, the Nine of Cups. And now, bliss. The Nine of Cups in the heart of the month is your cosmic yes card. This is emotional satisfaction, wish fulfillment, and pleasure in all its forms. Love, friendship, beauty, even good food and music. With Venus, your ruling planet, trining dreamy Neptune and Mercury going direct, everything feels more fluid, romantic, and in sync with your aesthetic soul. You're glowing. Whether it's a relationship blossoming, a creative dream unfolding, or simply feeling good in your own skin, this is your moment to savor. We finish off with the Four of Cups. But don't fall asleep in the dream, Libra. As the sun moves into Taurus, activating your 8th house of transformation and depth, the Four of Cups brings a little nudge from the universe. Don't let contentment become complacency. You might find yourself emotionally comfortable but vaguely restless, like something's missing, even though you can't quite name it. The truth? A new opportunity may be trying to get your attention, but you need to lift your gaze to see it. This card whispers, stay curious. The best might still be on the way. You've made smart choices, reaped sweet rewards, and now the challenge is to stay fully present. April reminds you that happiness thrives when met with gratitude and awareness. Keep your heart open, your eyes lifted, and don't be afraid to reach for the cup that's still waiting. April kicks off with a strong focus on getting your life in order, Scorpio. Your 6th house of daily routines, work, wellness, and habits is front and center, nudging you to clean up your schedule, refine your to-do lists, and recommit to your well-being. Let's see what the tarot has to say. You start with the best card in the deck, the Sun. You're entering April with a glow that others can't help but notice. The Sun card in your past position says you've recently experienced a time of clarity, warmth, and joy. Perhaps in a relationship, a creative project, or a personal breakthrough. The solar eclipse in Aries last month lit up your 6th house of daily routines, health, and work. So you may have found new joy in your flow, wellness habits, or professional direction. Whatever it was, you've tasted success and alignment, and it's fueling your current journey. For mid-April, we have the Six of Swords. Now the current is shifting. The Six of Swords represents a conscious transition, a choice to leave something behind, even if it's bittersweet. This is echoed in the cosmos as Mercury goes direct, clearing up mental fog, and Venus trines Neptune, encouraging gentle, spiritual flow through your 5th house of creativity and romance. You might be stepping away from a situation that once worked, but no longer fits. This card is about trusting your intellect and intuition, charting a new course with faith in the journey, even if the destination isn't yet crystal clear. Think of it as your cosmic road trip. By the end of April, you're no longer floating, you're steering the ship. The Two of Wands shows you stepping into a leadership mindset. You've assessed the terrain, and now it's time to envision the future. This syncs beautifully with Taurus season, highlighting your 7th house of partnerships, personal and professional. You may be making long-term decisions about relationships, collaborations, or career direction. This card says, claim your power, Scorpio. You're not reacting anymore. You're strategizing, planning, and building your legacy. April takes you from radiance to realignment to rightful authority. It's a month of evolution, not revolution. Trust the tides, stay connected to your long-term vision, and remember, Scorpio doesn't just survive transformation, you thrive in it. Hi, Sagittarius. I hope you are well. Let's see what the tarot says about April. For the start of April, we have the Knight of Pentacles. You've entered April on the back of some serious dedication, Sagittarius. The Knight of Pentacles is a card of slow, steady progress. A little out of character for your usual fast and free vibe, but deeply valuable. Perhaps you've recently been committed to a goal, a relationship, or a long-term project that required discipline, patience, and responsibility. The solar eclipse in Aries activated your 5th house of passion and creativity last month. So chances are you've been pouring consistent effort into something you really care about. Your earthy groundwork has built something real, and now things start to move. Next, we have the Page of Swords. Mid-month brings mental clarity and a need to stay sharp. The Page of Swords is curious, inquisitive, and on high alert, just like you when you're learning something new or sniffing out the next big idea. With Mercury going direct and Venus trine Neptune, your fourth house of home and emotional foundations is being re-evaluated. You may find yourself asking big questions. What do I truly believe? What changes am I ready for? This is a great time for journaling, learning something that stretches your brain, or using clear communication to cut through confusion in your relationships. We finish with the Two of Pentacles. By the end of April, it's showtime. The Two of Pentacles is the ultimate dance with life card, flexible, skillful, and balanced even when the waves get choppy. With the sun moving into Taurus, your sixth house of work, wellness, and daily routines is activated. And this card hints at real change in those areas. You might be juggling new work responsibilities, exploring a new living arrangement, or figuring out how to make room for both passion and practicality. The good news? You've got the rhythm. You don't need to control the chaos. You just need to stay in the flow. You've laid the foundation, sharpened your mind, and now you're ready to pivot with purpose. April is about smart moves, agile thinking, and adapting without losing your spark. When the winds of change blow sag, you don't resist, you fly. Hi Capricorn. April begins on a deeply rooted note for you, Capricorn. With your fourth house of home, family, and emotional foundations in the spotlight, you're craving stability and comfort. Whether you're decluttering your space, healing family dynamics, or just nesting and recharging, the universe is guiding you inward to reconnect with what truly grounds you. Let's look at what the tarot has to say. We start April with the Hermit. You're entering April from a period of introspection and solitude. The Hermit suggests you've recently withdrawn, not out of defeat, but to reflect, recalibrate, and listen inward. With the solar eclipse in Aries last month activating your fourth house of home, roots, and emotional safety, you may have been redefining what home means, both physically and emotionally. You've been seeking truth, healing past wounds, or simply retreating to reconnect with your own wisdom. It's been quiet, but deeply necessary. You found your inner light, and now it's ready to shine outward. Next, we have the Magician. Boom! Now we're cooking with cosmic gas. The Magician in the present shows that the energy is shifting from stillness to action. Mercury goes direct mid-month, and with Mars energizing your eighth house of transformation and shared resources, you're not just dreaming, you're doing. The Magician invites you to harness your full toolkit, your skills, your voice, your ideas, and manifest. This could be launching a business, starting a new lifestyle, or speaking your truth in a powerful new way. You have the power, Capricorn. Time to use it. We finish with Judgment. As the month closes and the sun moves into Taurus, lighting up your fifth house of creativity, passion, and self-expression, the Judgment card brings a cosmic crescendo. This is your wake-up call, your spiritual pivot, your karmic green light. Something unresolved may finally click into place. A decision, a realization, or even a rebirth of how you see yourself. You may feel like you're finally stepping into your real life, leaving old versions of yourself behind. Judgment is not about punishment, it's about elevation. You're being called to rise into something higher. This is not a surface-level month. You're undergoing a full arc, deep introspection, empowered creation, and soulful renewal. The universe is handing you the microphone and saying, speak your truth, build what matters, and rise up. Capricorn, your time has come, and you're more than ready. Hi Aquarius. April starts off with a buzzing mind and a full calendar. Aquarius, with your third house lit up, this is a month of fast-paced communication, learning, networking, and sharing your voice. Let's see what the tarot has to say. We start the reading with the Devil. You're entering April fresh off a powerful release. The Devil card in your recent past suggests you've recently freed yourself from something that held you back, be it unhealthy habits, toxic relationships, money stress, or limiting beliefs. With the solar eclipse in Aries activating your third house of communication and mindset, you've likely had an aha moment that shook you out of old patterns. You saw where fear or desire was running the show, and you reclaimed your autonomy. This card isn't bad, it's a wake-up call, and Aquarius, you answered. Next, we have the King of Pentacles. Now we're getting into boss mode. The King of Pentacles represents mastery over the physical and financial world, and mid-April is where you step into that power. With Mercury going direct, and Venus trine Neptune activating your second house of money and self-worth, you could make a smart financial decision, step into a leadership role, or finally see the payoff from previous work. This card is about grounded abundance, working smarter, not harder, and being respected for your knowledge. You're not chasing quick wins now, you're building real legacy. We finish with the Knight of Pentacles. As the sun enters Taurus, lighting up your fourth house of home, family, and foundations, the Knight of Pentacles brings a powerful message. Slow and steady wins big. You're not racing, you're building something sustainable. The Knight is the long-haul worker, the one who shows up every day and creates lasting change. Whether it's your career, finances, health, or personal growth, you're laying down strong roots now that will carry you through the rest of the year. Bonus: people are noticing your commitment. Keep going. April is your shift from craving to creating. You've faced your shadows, mastered your resources, and now you're steadily walking the path toward true, lasting change. It may not be flashy, but it's real, and it's exactly what you need to thrive long-term. Hi Pisces. April begins with a beautiful sense of emotional and spiritual clarity returning to you. With your second house of finances, self-worth, and values activated early in the month, you're reflecting on what truly matters, not just in your bank account, but in your heart. Let's see what the tarot has to say. We start with the Queen of Swords. You enter April with crystal clarity. The Queen of Swords shows that in your recent past, you've had to cut through confusion, set clear boundaries, and speak truth, even if it wasn't easy. With the solar eclipse in Aries activating your second house of values and self-worth, this may have been about redefining what really matters to you. Perhaps you've let go of relationships or patterns that no longer honored your truth. You've balanced your intuitive gifts with fierce clarity, and now you're no longer easily swayed by illusions. You're sharp, wise, and emotionally centered. Next, we have the Ten of Swords. Take a breath, Pisces. The Ten of Swords is intense, but it's not about failure, it's about finality. Something is ending this month. It could be a belief, a chapter, a mindset, or even a project or connection that has run its course. But with Mercury going direct and Venus trine Neptune, your ruling planet, you're being supported to release with grace. You're shedding what no longer fits. And though it might sting in the moment, this clearing is actually setting you up for total renewal. Think of this card like a cosmic reset button, one that's painful but deeply liberating. Lastly, we have the Magician. Here comes the glow-up, Pisces. By the time the sun moves into Taurus, activating your third house of communication, ideas, and expression, the Magician arrives as your radiant comeback. You've moved through darkness, and now you're ready to create again. This card is pure manifestation power. Your thoughts, words, and actions are aligned, and you have everything you need to make magic. Whether it's launching something new, sharing your voice, or stepping fully into your personal power, this is your sign to own it. You're not just dreaming anymore, you're doing. You've seen clearly, released bravely, and now you rise as the magician of your own life. This month may take you through the emotional depths, but only to reveal how powerful, wise, and creative you truly are. From the ruins, something brilliant is being born, and it's you, wishing you a very happy April.